Hey guys, welcome to another episode. On today's show, we have Chad Kultgen. He's been featured on the New York Times. He's written scripts for movies. You guys go ahead and check him out on Wikipedia, Chad Kultgen. And he's a host of the Dudesy podcast with Will Sasso, one of my favorite comedians of all time. I didn't get a chance to ask him where he met Will Sasso at the end of this 15-20 minute interview, just simply because we were running out of time. And the first 5 minutes, we realized that I couldn't record it with my phone, so he had to send me a link, and we had to record on his side. So he did the favor for me to do that for me, to record it. And yeah, this guy's a gem. He's a real smart dude. They're really funny on the podcast. It's one of the only podcasts that I listen to while I'm going through this tough situation that I'm going through. This podcast, for some reason, it really helps me out through these tough times. And also, if you guys don't know in detail about what I'm going through, you can go ahead and check out the last podcast, or you can wait till I released this other podcast that I was featured on. I was featured on the new podcast for, and I don't know the name of the new podcast, but it's going to come out soon, with Howie Mandel. Yes, the guy from, what is it? What's that show with the boxes? Keep it or lose it, win it or quit it. What the fuck is it? It's Deal or No Deal. So yes, I featured on a podcast with the guy from Deal or No Deal, Howie Mandel, and Harlan Williams. If you guys don't know who Harlan Williams is, he's the cop on one of the scenes for Dumb and Dumber, the cop that drank the bottle of piss. But I was also featured on their podcast, talking a little bit about what I'm going through. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this one. We talk about aliens and pain and some more of the cool stuff. So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that like button that you see right there. And yeah. See ya.
It says you're connecting to audio still. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very clear.
All right, great.
All right, so we're on. Is it recording?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome everyone to another episode. I have novelist, film writer, producer, and author of the book How to Win the Bachelor.
That's right.
Chad Kultgen. Everybody give a round of applause for Chad Kultgen.
Thank you.
Dude, I want to say, I'm going through like a depressing situation. I have some fun questions that I wanted to start with, and then I wanted to get to that advice that I was looking for.
And then move into the depressing situation.
Yeah. I
don't want to come light and fun, and then we'll go right into the depressing situation. Sounds great.
Yeah. But I want to say this. With this situation that I'm going through, the podcast that you have with Will,
yeah,
there's something about it that it's like it's great, man.
I appreciate that. I mean, we have fun making it. We hope that people have fun watching it and listening to it. You know,
it's so fucking good, and I think it's spontaneous.
Sure. Because
it's being ran by AI, and that's like, this is the first show that I think it's been ran by AI, right?
I don't know exactly. I think so, but I'm not positive. I have no idea, actually, you know.
And is it listening? Is it gonna listen to this recording? Not really, right? Not this one.
Dude, I have no idea. Like, we don't know. We don't know exactly what it can do, how it works, all that shit. We are not allowed to know these things.
Okay. All right.
No problem. Do what you got to do.
I've cut down on the smoking, big time. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna smoke for this one. I just want to have fun with this one. Okay. So,
Absolutely.
um, in recent news,
Yeah.
there has been biologics of alien evidence found.
Yeah.
Uh, I just want to ask you, what do you think? Do you believe that the government is hiding secrets of UFO or aliens?
Yes. 100%. And has been since the 1940s, which then opens the door even further. Because if you get to a point where it's like, and we are at this point, UFOs are real. The United States government has come out and said that on record multiple times, dating back to that first New York Times article that came out in 2017, where the head of the Pentagon and the head of the Navy both said, here are videos of UFOs. These are real. We don't know what they are. So we're at that point now where heads of major government agencies are saying UFOs are real, and here's videos of them that are real. So we're through the point of the government being able to say UFOs are not real and you're dumb if you believe that. They've reversed course on that. The government's now saying they're real. So if that's true, if that door's open, how far do we go into that fucking room? Are we going all the way back to like there has long been rumored meetings between like fucking literal aliens and Eisenhower in the White House? Shit like that. Is that shit real? Because that rumor's been out there for a long time. Or rumors of like Nixon taking Jackie Gleason to see a dead alien body on an Air Force base in Texas. Is that real?
Oh wow.
I don't know, but these stories have been around for a long fucking time. And there is a lot of not just conjecture. I mean, there's a lot of like hardcore evidence, like government documents and stuff to corroborate some of the stuff that they're talking about. Like there are government programs throughout history that were run by this group of guys called the Majestic 12 or the M12, that were all like high level heads of state, heads of different intergovernmental organizations. And supposedly, this is back in the 50s, 40s, and 50s. These guys were the only ones who knew all the shit about UFOs, and they kept it from whatever their government agencies were. They were kind of like the keepers of the keys to that kingdom. So if that's all true now, which like in my mind, the government saying UFOs are real means some of that other shit has to be true too. And I don't know like how deep it goes. Are there like multiple alien species working with different world governments and they're all keeping it a secret? Like that rumor is out there too. And that rumor is being substantiated now by high level government agency officials from various countries, all claiming things like there's a alien base on the dark side of the moon, and we've been operating with these aliens for a long time, that the aliens want to come here for some reason to live here or whatever. I don't know like where it ends, but we are at the beginning of it now.
While you were saying that, I was just thinking, do you think that they're having a problem with releasing that information and then it affects religion?
I don't think it's like specifically about religion. Religion is just another way that the government like keeps people in control. And I mean the religious
And
organization.
that was my next question. Do you believe that God is real?
Not in a traditional sense, no. I don't believe in like a Christian God or Allah or any of the gods that are like in human created religions. I don't think those are real entities. Is there some entity or group of entities or several groups of entities in existence that understand reality at a fundamentally higher level than we do? 100%. That I think is true. Are those things gods? Like, I guess it depends on what your definition of a god is. Like, do I think that we were created by a sentient being or group of beings?
Yes.
It's possible. It's possible some kind of fucking aliens like seeded our planet with shit to grow us, like that fucking what was that Ridley Scott movie where they go to that planet? It was like in the aliens thing, Prometheus. Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah, I seen Prometheus. I have to rewatch it, but I have seen it.
That's kind of the concept of that movie, is that there was this kind of like badass alien race that seeded this world with this goo that would like bring shit to life. I mean, I think that kind of stuff is possible. like we've only been really on this planet for a little while in the grand scope of things, in terms of like human evolution, when the first humans came around. And in terms of like recorded history, that's an even shorter period of time. We're talking about like hundreds of thousands of years, which isn't that long. So
Yeah.
have aliens been here before that? Are they among us now? Like, I think all that shit's possible. I don't fucking know though.
Is that they're among us? Hmm. Interesting. And what do you mean by entities? When you were entities, like there's different entities among us. When you
I just mean like
like,
essentially, I guess I mean like a sentient being, some kind of creature that has the ability to have higher level intellectual and abstract thought, that kind of stuff. Kind of like what we have here. I would say like on our planet, you're looking at like us, chimps, some of the monkeys, dolphins, maybe elephants. Like it's a certain threshold of intelligence, I think, that's required to have sentience, to kind of like know what you're doing and all this. So I'm just saying, like, do other creatures like that exist in the universe? I think very probably yes. I think they are here in some form, flying their shit around. I don't know to what reason or what end, but like UFOs are here. That's technology built by something that is not human. That's what everyone is now saying in the government. This is not me
yeah,
like making shit up. There are government officials sitting in open congressional hearings saying we have technology that humans didn't build. So, who built it? That is an entity in my mind, a sentient kind of creature or member of a species that has the ability to create this kind of technology, fly it here for some purpose, whether it's scientific, military, I don't recreational, I don't fucking know. I don't know what's
I
going on there.
I
I can't even begin to
yeah,
speculate.
I forgot the name of this guy. I think his name was Bob Lazar.
Yeah.
That he worked in Area 51.
So he said that he was a
Is he
whistleblower
the
back
one?
in the 80s.
Is he the one that describes how the UFO is inside? Have you heard that? Where
Yeah.
he talks about
Yeah. I've watched
where
a
where
documentary
everything is
about
kind of
him.
blended.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, back in the day when he was first whistleblowing, he was describing technology and like material science that we didn't have yet. Like he would describe the UFO as having no seams or rivets or anything like that, and it was all
Yeah.
one piece. And he didn't understand like, how that was possible. But now, in retrospect, he's like, oh, it's basically like 3D printing. We have, in the time that he was whistleblowing in the 80s to now, we have moved our material science forward enough that we are now capable of making, at least in style or in part, some of the technology that he claims was part of that UFO manufacture. So I don't know. I think it lends more credibility to what he's saying, but I've also always believed what he's saying to be true. It seems fucking insane, the level of
Yeah.
skill and shit that he has, and like what reason would he have to make up any of this shit?
He was on the Joe Rogan podcast. Did
Oh, really?
you?
I'll check
Yeah.
it out.
And then I think I heard him on Sean Ryan, I think it was his.
Yeah,
He's
he's been around for a
a
bit.
war veteran.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
All right, dude.
Okay.
We have 5 more minutes. Then I got to
Okay,
bounce.
okay. Yeah, yeah. That's why I wanted to switch the question.
Please.
All right. Is it possible to be truly in love but argue sometimes? That might be a stupid question because I feel like I know the answer, but
No, I don't think any question is a stupid question. I think absolutely. I think it's possible to hold any kind of emotional attachment or emotional state in any type of a relationship and get a little pissed off or annoyed or even outright fucking enraged by somebody, still love them, work that shit out, and move on, learn from whatever that situation might be.
okay. Um, are separations in a marriage a normal thing? And if so, how is a man supposed to handle
Oh shit, man! This is some deep shit. Look, I never
it?
been fucking married. I don't
Wait,
know
is
if I'm
that about me?
qualified to.
Is that about me?
I, look, I am
But
not.
it can help someone.
Yeah, I'm not a licensed marriage counselor or any shit like that. I never even fucking been married, so I don't know if I'm, exactly the right guy to ask about this. But just generally speaking, I think like everything is normal. Like I think about this type of shit all the time when I'm going through something like bad. Let's say like when I was having these surgeries in my face to get rid of this fucking cancer. It was gnarly. It was like 3 days of living hell where literally they're just peeling off pieces of my fucking face, packing it with gauze, doing this for like 7 hours a day. And then they're like, come back tomorrow and we'll see if we got all the cancer out. So I'm just like living like a fucking
Oh,
Walking Dead zombie with like my teeth and shit exposed for multiple days, excruciating pain, wondering if I'm going to have to wear a Phantom of the Opera mask for the rest of my fucking life. And I remember
oh
during
shit.
that time just fucking thinking like, there's some motherfucker out there who's been through way worse than this shit. There's somebody out there who's been through exactly this and they come out the other side and eventually they're fine. And if somebody else can do it, then so can I. That's kind of always my baseline for when I'm going through some rough ass shit. It's like I know other people have been through like way worse than this and come out of it having learned something and potentially even be stronger for it, you know. And if somebody else is capable of that, then I can do it too.
Yeah, yeah. This lady told me exactly that yesterday, and I was talking to her, and she's like, "People have it worse than you," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I can't compare my life to theirs." You know what I mean?
Totally.
But you saying it to me, it confirms it. Like, yeah, it could be worse because,
But it's not even about could be worse. It's about the experience of being a human being, I think, is you have these moments of joy and elation and shit's going right. And then you have the opposite. You have these moments in your life that are going to be fucking terrible and they suck. And it almost like invalidates all the happy shit, at least while you're in it. But eventually you come out
yeah,
of it, you get through it, and then you get back to being happy again. Like that is just what being a human being is. And I think in your roughest moments is when you have to remember that the most, that it's fucking temporary. Whatever you're going through is fucking temporary. It will not be that way.
yeah,
Potentially very shortly. Tomorrow shit could change, you know? Maybe it takes a month. Maybe it takes a couple of months. Maybe it even takes fucking years. This cancer shit, I still feel like I'm feeling the effects of it, 5 years later. But shit gets better. And it's just kind of the nature of humanity, I think, to ride that fucking roller coaster, the ups and downs. And there's gonna be downs. You just got to accept them and fucking do your best to get through it and move on to the ups.
damn, bro. Yeah, this is why I wanted to talk to you. Oh my God, man. But thank you so much. It's cool that you're doing this for people, that you're giving people like 20 minutes for you to be on their podcast.
Dude, it's my pleasure. I like talking to everybody who listens to our
It's
show. I'm always curious to meet whoever thinks the shit we're doing is funny.
it's amazing, and
Yeah.
it should be growing. And I'm gonna start. I think because I heard it today, I'm gonna force people to watch the show now. I'm
Thank
gonna
you so
force.
much, man. I appreciate that. And I
So
wish you luck with all the shit you're going through, but I got to bounce because I got to get to another one of these.
thank you so much for your time.